Greetings, CBC, and welcome to this week's Sunday warm-up. Couple of quick things for us coming up. This Sunday night, we won't have In the Word here. Rather, we're going to head over to the Epling's house. They've invited us over for a night of worship over there at 6 o'clock. If you're coming, bring a blanket, bring a chair, invite a friend, come out and just have a night of worship. Lots of new things that are coming up, lots of things that are back into swing, like youth group, and Church in the Park will be the last Sunday night of September. We've got the Nova Banquet that's coming up. We talked about this past week. Lots of different things coming up, lots of opportunities to get involved, serve, to be a part of something, community group. So check out that foyer, sign up for the email list if you haven't done that already as well. All right, this Sunday we finish up John chapter 6. So we've been 7 weeks. This will be the 7th week. We'll finish up the chapter this week looking at John 6, 66 to 71. In some ways, it's a bit of a sad ending to this sermon of Christ as it opens and begins, or the part that we're looking at this week with, after this many disciples turned away and they no longer walked with Jesus. They heard Jesus themselves preaching himself, and they still couldn't hear. So they heard, but they couldn't hear, and they walked away. Take a look at John 6, 51 to 53 again. That when he says after this, many disciples turned away, I think verses 51 to 53 really summarize, like, what is the after this? What is it that they heard? We mentioned that last Sunday. We'll do it again this week. And then also take a look at, because there is obviously a hope-filled part of this as well. I mean, when they're leaving, then Jesus turns to the 12 disciples and he says, "You guys want to go too?" Really note Peter's response. Write those out. Write those phrases out. Take a look also at Matthew 16, verses 13 to 17. There's another instance where Peter responds to a question of Jesus, this time asking, "Who do people say that I am?" But in particular, note what Jesus says about how and why it is that Peter arrived at the conclusions that he arrived at. It's very interesting, goes very much with the theme that we've seen in John 6. And then lastly, just a couple of passages to look at, especially related to the last couple of verses there for this week. John chapter 15, verses 16 to 17, and Romans 9, verse 17. All right, that's it. Really just a handful of verses this week. It gives us a lot of extra time for diving deeper into those verses, coming back to them every day, reading some other things around those verses and picking up some of the other context, certainly spending time deeper in prayer and being in prayer for our ministry here, our church, for the gathering on Sunday to Sunday to hear the Word of God and really hear what God has to say to us as a church and us as individuals. Blessings to you this week. My prayers and thoughts for you. Always look forward to being with you, as always, on Sunday morning this week. God bless you.